Toon Week Films.
The way we see the world around us is governed by a fundamental set of rules. For example, small things appear big when close up, and big things appear small when far away. Break those rules, and you can confuse the brain into seeing the world very differently.
Okay, so admittedly I am cheating a bit. This is Bourton-on-the-Water Model Village, and it really is small. It's almost an exact replica of the real Bourton-on-the-Water.
Every building has been painstakingly reproduced at 1/9 its size. But as well as size and distance, there are even more subtle signs which help our eyes and our brain to determine an object's true scale.
But I'm going to show you how to break all of those rules using a clever camera trick that makes large objects look small and so turns the real world into miniature.
In fact, I'm going to make the entire village of Bourton-on-the-Water appear just as tiny as its own model village. This is Tilt Shift, the new craze in photographic miniaturization.
Because in the old days, cameras used to look like this, a massive piece of kit with a detachable lens that slides backwards and forwards on this concertina section to focus it. Tilt shift is all about the movement of the lens, so tilt occurs when the lens tilts towards or away from the camera, while shift occurs with the lens staying parallel to the camera but moving up and down.
So, how does it work? First of all, shifting the lens distorts an image's perspective, a technique used today by architectural photographers. When photographing buildings from below, the walls appear to converge at the top, giving the building an odd appearance. By shifting the lens upwards, we can almost cancel out perspective altogether, making the building appear as the architect intended. But to shrink Bourton-on-the-Water, we don't need the perspective-altering shift function, we need the miniaturizing tilt function.
To convincingly miniaturize an image, we need to meddle with its focus. Now, put your hand out at arm's length so I can demonstrate. It's not going to work on the telly, so you'll have to do it yourself. But from this distance, you can see the whole hand, it's all in focus. But if you draw it closer and closer to your face, you'll find that your eyes focus on a smaller and smaller section until you can just see the center of your palm, and the rest of it is blurred.
This is a powerful clue which our brains use to expose the true size and distance of objects. The less of the object we can focus on, the closer our brain tells us that object must be.
This is where the tilt aspect of tilt and shift comes into play, because it reduces the amount of the photograph which is in focus. But for this to really work, we need a vantage point where we can see the village. I mean, the whole village, the entire thing, a giant's eye view. And for that, we need the one-show balloon. It works! I was thinking the whole day, I hope this is going to work, and it works. It looks exactly like the model village. That is remarkable.
By tilting the lens, only a thin strip of the object comes into focus at any one time.
This is a genuine giant's eye view of Bourton-on-the-Water. It's absolutely remarkable. Because there's only a tiny area that's in focus, it tricks my brain into thinking that what I'm looking at is genuinely tiny, even though I know that it's the real thing. This is brilliant.
If you want to recreate this effect for yourself, then there are various amateur tilt-shift lenses now on the market. Most smartphones also have downloadable applications which can recreate the effect. And alternatively, old photos can be made miniature by using a range of simple photo editing software.
So there we have it. With a bit of camera trickery and a giant's eye view, we have the real world filmed in miniature.